give us a lot of polish and a lot of shine. Okay? So overdrafting towards her part. And we're going to roll all the way on base, just like the roller set. Okay. When I go to release the section, when it's almost all the way dry, I'm going to spin the brush off just a little bit to encourage a bit of curl. Okay, so we're just going to kind of roll it off there. I'm going to come in and get this other section, and then we're going to blend the two together. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Holding my brush vertically and overdrafting. Rolling it right on base. And as soon as this is just about dry, then I'm going to bring the two sections together. And we're going to go through and do the same exact technique. So if I were to come in and say, change the direction and maybe come from this way or from this way, what that's doing is it's kind of confusing her very straight hair, and we're not going to be able to get the same kind of memory. It would be like doing a roller set, and then halfway through it being dry, take it out and change the direction, and there would be all sorts of confused. So with this, all the way back through. And now we're starting to see a little bit of bend and memory in her hair. And I typically go over sections until I find that it's completely shiny, but I see the same texture in the root area as I do in the mid shaft and on the ends. And when I feel the hair kind of gliding through the brush, that feels kind of buttery. That's usually when you can tell when a section is completely dry. A lot of times when I'm teaching somebody how to do a blowout, I'll make sure that they're comfortable using the fingers on this hand, the hand that they hold the blow dryer in. That's a really great way to be able to maintain control. If I was just do this all with my blow dryer, I wouldn't have nearly as much control in getting all the hair to stay around the brush. But by using my hand here and all my little fingers here, I got a lot more control. Okay, let's combine her bang area. Perfect. And we're just going to roll this in place and set it with a curl. One of the things that we do at Dry Bar is once our blow dryer is on, we don't turn it off or put it down. So you have to get kind of creative with how you're holding it and where you're putting it while you're sectioning or putting something in a pin curl and anything like that. Cool. Let's do one more back here. After we get this all set, we'll go ahead and we'll go into how to do the Mai Tai. And while I'm finishing this, Bridget will tell you guys just a little bit more about who we are, where we came from, all that good stuff.
I am. Just kidding. So, how many of you guys have heard the Dry Bar story before? No? The Dry Bar was founded in 2009 by Allie Webb, who is a hairstylist. And she had been a master cutter for over 15 years, had worked in LA, New York, had a celebrity clientele. She was a really successful stylist. And after she got married and had children, she decided to step away from behind the chair. She couldn't dedicate as much time to it as she wanted to. And she wanted to spend time with her boys. She has two adorable little boys, who are also a handful. So after a couple of years of spending all her time at home with two boys, she was like, get me out of the house. I want to talk to grown-ups. I want to get my hands back in hair again. And so she decided to start this global blowout business where she would go into her mommy's parents' house here in the LA area. Actually, she lived in Santa Monica. And it was a business that was by referral only. And we know everything exclusive in Los Angeles, it's by referral only, is pretty popular. So she got to the point where she couldn't take on any more clients. And either had to add people to her little mobile blowout crew and have people driving all around and going to strangers' homes, which is a ton of liability. Or she could create a storefront and have her clients come to her. So she actually approached her brother, Michael, who's our CEO and is coincidentally bald, and said, hey, I have this great idea, I run some numbers, I'm just in so much demand, so I think I found this hole in the market. Because when you looked at the industry prior to driver hitting the scene, clients had two choices. They could either go to their full service salon where they could get their hair cut and colored, and they could pay upwards of $80 for a blowout, or they could go to a less than desirable chain salon and not have a client in your chair, which is pretty nice, considering that most salons, you only get paid if you're working. So if you're not actually working on a client and delivering a service, you're not making a commission, you're not, if you have a booth, you certainly don't have an income. So it's nice to have that to fall back on. Our stylists also have access to medical benefits, so most salons require you to walk into their assistant program. I've heard people being required to be an assistant for 1, 2, 3, 4, I've even heard 5 years in the program.
Big round of applause. We're gonna have a few more minutes up here, so please ask them questions, take photos. Instagram, what's your guys' Instagram?
At the dry bar.
At the dry bar, okay? So ask them questions. They'll be up here for about 5 more minutes.
You've already met her, put a face to her name. He never works